Good evening, Fabulites. This is Angela with another edition of Notes on the News on Channel Be Fabulous Shoe, where I share with you headlines from a news feed and my thoughts, ideas, perspectives on the headlines, the news, subject matter at large. It's not designed to be an in-depth analysis of the news. It's designed to be a general survey. Hey, welcome on the chat of what's going on in the world. We not looking at the trees. We looking at the forest. Hey, Myosha. But the title already says it. It's not news. It's just my notes on the news or our notes on the news. Thank you for the like. So let us see. How you doing today? What's new and good? What's the good news? Habargani. I don't know why I laugh. Why I yell. Habargani! Habargani! What's the Kwanzaa principle for today? So what's new and good? It's been raining here. It must have started last night, yesterday, and it's been raining off and on all day today. Like I had some running to do and I was just wet. But somebody had said to me years ago, which I really, really loved, oh, I love the rain. I'm like, you love the rain? They're like, yes, every drop is like a blessing. I was like, oh, every drop is like a blessing. That's something I could use. So now when I'm in the rain, I try to be like, oh, just blessings. Just the blessings, just blessings. Blessings on blessings on blessings. And I heard this song, hey Andres, I heard this song on the radio. We was talking about rap yesterday, and he was talking about I'm black. Black. I might be wrong about the cadence and the rhythm, but he's like, I'm black, 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 blackity black, black, black. My skin is black, black, black. I was like, what? Oh, y'all know about that song? Is it brand new? Why ain't I heard of it? Do I need to listen to it again more closely? Am I going to be offended? Because from what I could tell, by the time I realized, I'm like, wait, what? It was over. But I was like, black. This might be a rap song that I could, I didn't hear him say nothing about no biatches or no hoes. I don't know. The mess they be talking about. I'd be like, what are they talking about? So I didn't hear any of that. So that was kind of new and good. And, to me, I got to get more information. And then yesterday I watched Childish Gambino's This Is America. And it was new. And I'm not quite sure how I felt about it. I thought it was very interesting. Like, I just think artistically, it was very interesting to me. Now, politically, value system wise, I feel like there's a whole lot of conversation that could be had. But I was just like really I just feel like that man has to me, a strong, like artistic vision and like an eye and like a voice. Like, hey, Captain PYT. So I was kind of like, I'm not really familiar with Childish Gambino or Daniel Glover before Atlanta. So I'm not familiar with his work. It's weird, but his show Atlanta is weird, especially this season, because I actually did catch up. It's called Robin season. I had forgotten about that because I was like, that's why I stopped watching it, because it's been so depressing. But it's like, I guess this whole year is Robin season, and they say yesterday's episode was a companion, not yesterday, but Thursday's episode was a companion episode to the video. But yeah, it was visually like very interesting. Like there was stuff going on in the foreground, there was stuff going on in the background. There were like the exaggerated facial and body features, the allusions to Jim Crow, the button up pants that were like, kind of, I guess, supposed to be like a reference to a throwback. Him being topless and the way his body looked. I'm like, I didn't really know how to I really didn't know how to feel about it. So yeah, so that was new. I don't know if it's good or not. I always figure if I just figure mainstream stuff is mainstream stuff. So yeah. And okay, so let's see what the what our principle is for today. So far we had unity. What's the word for unity? Dang, we got to learn this little bit of Kiswahili, right? It's just a little bit. And then we have some stuff to build on, even though Kiswahili is a made up language, but still, we could be multilingual. How many languages you speak? Habla español? You speak Swahili? Kiswahili? Francais? What do they speak in Senegal? I know that language. Dang, I'm blanking on it. Well, one of them. Oh, Wolof? You speak Wolof? Arabic? What languages you speak? What other languages you speak? That's one of the things I'm about to talk about travel in a minute. But being in different parts of the world, it's like it's kind of inspiring and a little bit, I don't know if intimidating is the word, but the way that so many other people in the world speak so many different languages. And it's like I took Spanish in high school and college. Yo no hablo español. Not really. It's kind of like, dang, I just feel a little, I don't know, foolish is the word, but Kwanzaa Prince. I don't know. I'm just like, that's it. That's, in other parts of the world, a lot of people speak, hablo poquito español, hablo poquito español. Yo también un poquito, pero yo escuche, that's teach. How you say learn? Aprendo español, hablar español con fluency, rapidamente. Pero yo going a Costa Rica. I can't be living in Costa Rica and no habla no español. Is that Spanglish? No, that ain't even Spanglish. That's just a mess. A mess. A mess. Roots and branches, official Kwanzaa. I don't want the official site today. Bueno, muy bueno. Besos, 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 besos. Yeah, I wish quiero hablar español y otras lenguas. You see, so we start with this. We continue with this Swahili, this Kiswahili. I don't understand why we call it besos. I don't understand what's like Kiswahili, Swahili. I don't. What's the difference? What does it mean? Okay, so habari gani. I think that means what's the news? What's the word for today? That's what we always say when we get to the Kwanzaa celebration. People be like habari gani, and then you're supposed to yell out. Whatever the principle is for the day. And usually I have, if somebody or mumble something, you'd be like, oh yeah, umoja. So we had Kuji Chagalia. We know that was the second one. I can't get into this. Okay, I guess we got to go back. Kuji Chagalia. We had unity first. I don't remember what the word is. Kuji Chagalia, which is self-determination second. Yesterday we had Ujama. Cooperative work and responsibility. Your problems is my problems. If you got issues, we got issues. Who we gotta fight? Who we gonna love? Who we love? Who we gonna fight? Okay, let's try again. I need to get something just written. Kwanzaa principles. Is it raining where you are? What's the weather like? What's new and good? Me gusta tu español, hermana. Gracias. Es bueno. Oh, Lord. Okay. Here we go. So yesterday it was Ujima, Ujima. Collective work and responsibility. And I think when es bueno. Now a lot of Black people in the world speak Spanish, and I think Spanish might be like a very spoken among a lot of people. So I think we know English. We could pick up Spanish and Kiswahili. Kiswahili is one of those, like, I don't know if it's like exactly a Pidgin Creole type language, but I think it's like made up for like East Africa for the most part. I don't know. So Ujama was collective work and responsibility, and Ujama, Ujama, cooperative economics, to build and maintain. Don't just build them, but maintain. To build and maintain our own stores, shops, and other businesses, and to profit from them together. Now, when I first thought about money circulating in the community, I would love to learn most languages. Yeah, I would love to learn more. I think I have like the confidence now to learn languages. When I was younger, I don't think I had the confidence. Like I feel like I'm more willing to look foolish. I think my sense of self and my self-esteem was so delicate when I was younger. Like it was like I was just grasping at straws to feel good about myself. I didn't want to be in any situation where I looked or felt insecure or stupid. So being like, well, I can speak English very well, and then I have to be like, I store me the. I was like, I couldn't emotionally handle it, but now I think I can look foolish. I can look foolish. So cooperative economics. And to profit. So when I thought about money circulating, I think at first I didn't really quite understand the concept, and I don't know if I really came to understand it when me and a group of young people. Well, I developed the game, and the young people kind of advance, like continued to develop, revise the game. But this idea of if I take $1,000 and spend, like, let's say I got $1,000 and I spend it with Captain PYT. Is it PYT? And I spend it with Captain. He got a business. I don't know what your business is. I go into your survival store and I'm like, hey, I'm about to get my grab and go bag together. I want to have the one that I'm supposed to carry on my body. I want to have the one that I'm supposed to, what do I need? Let me get my supplies. Let me get my provisions. Let me get what I need. I'm going to buy it from you, from your business. So now I had $1,000 in my pocket, and it enriched me because now I got $1,000 worth of supplies that I need. I got some stuff for the house, some stuff for emergency run, and some stuff for if I have a little bit more time to run and go. And then now you got $1,000. So you take half of that money and reinvest in your business. Or so, and then the other half of that money so you've been able to reinvest in your business, keep your supplies fresh and circulating and stuff. Because, we holding on to foodstuffs or some of that stuff, we want to keep it circulating. We don't, hey, Information Man Show. So now I done gave you got that $1,000. So 500, you done reinvested in your business. Yay, you ain't had that to do it. Now you got it. And then you take that other 500 and you're like, I'm great. How are you? And you're like, look, I need to go get some dental work. So I'm going to go over to Sister Myosha. She's a dentist. I don't know if you're a dentist or not, but I'm going to go over to Sister Myosha and I'm going to get some dental work. So now you done spent your $500 with Sister Myosha. You got the dental work, you got, so it's like so it helped me, it helped you, it's about to help Sister Myosha, it's circulating. But if I took that $1,000, I believe people in other countries would respect and help you attempting to learn their language, their mother tongue. Yeah. But if I just took that $1,000 and then was like, ooh, I could go and, I don't know, who I could go to Las Vegas and I could stay at the Bellagio. I don't know, is that the name? The Bellagio Hotel in Las Vegas. So that's a white-owned business. So am I gonna help anybody black? I don't know. I guess maybe somebody who worked there for the stay that I'm there might get $100 or $200. I don't know. So so I spend my money there at the Bellagio Hotel and at white-owned restaurants. It ain't circulating. Meanwhile, back with the other $1,000, Sister Myosha, doctor of dental surgery, Sister Myosha DDS, has taken that $500 that she got from Brother Cap, and she is now spending that $500. She like, you know what? I really have been needing some work on my car. And so I am going to take my money to Andres or Information Man, and they have a car shop. And so I'm going to spend this $500. I've been needing to get my transmission, what you do with transmissions. I needed to get transmitted. So I'm going to go spend that money, with them. And so anyway, that's the principle for the day. And that's my thoughts about it. Ujamaa, cooperative economics. So how can we build and maintain our businesses, our stores, our shops, and how can we profit from them together? I don't know. I'm just asking. I don't have the answers. I just have some questions. Okay, so let's see. Let us see what old Buddha what old Buddha talking about today. Black money power, and we are black folks are the queens and kings of consumption. We spend a large amount of money. We spend a greater proportion of our money than other people do. So, okay, let's see what the Buddha is saying today. Let us see what the Buddha is saying today. Oh my gosh, I done gone back too many days. Here we are. Okay. One should do what one teaches others to do. If one would train others, one should be well controlled oneself. Difficult indeed is self control. Now, this is one that I think about a lot because sometimes, when I talk to other people and when I listen to other people, it seems like, oh, I know what they need to do. They need to do so and so, or I just feel like I have all the answers, or maybe I don't have all the answers, but I feel like I got some of the answers and I want to give you this wisdom. But if I stop and check myself, I feel like there are a lot of opportunities. Like, I feel like the best example is how you're living. The best example that I can be is how I'm living. And eyes where for black businesses wherever I go. The best example that I can be is how I'm living. And so and then people will ask you questions like, wow, you seem so, I love your makeup. What are you wearing? Or you seem so put together, or you seem so happy, or you seem so energetic, or you seem so, whatever, and people will ask you if they want to know. You know what I mean? And you don't have to be giving them advice that they don't want anyway, because they don't want to know. And then the other thing is the well controlled. Now, we've been having this conversation I've been having this conversation with myself and other people on YouTube about separation and this idea of separation as black folks starting at a mental level, or, if nothing else, we can separate mentally. And so how do we do that? And I think that, that mental discipline, or our mental discipline, is an important part of us being able to separate mentally, of us being able to analyze what's going on, of us being able to figure out and determine what's for us and what's not for us, what's in service to us and our families and our communities, and what's not in service to us and our families and communities. And so just in this whole conversation about, separation, I feel like the importance of discipline, the importance of critical thinking, the importance of oh, hey, welcome. I haven't looked at any of her videos yet. Usually my little thing is over here, and but I'm trying to be flexible, because I always want to just I shouldn't say always, but sometimes in the past, I just want to do things the way I've always done them before. So, yeah, I forgot what I was saying. Oh, but just discipline and the importance. So I've gone back to my meditation practice because I feel like I need to continue to work on my personal discipline and my personal self-control. I remember somebody talking years ago about, all of these people getting ready for survival by buying 8 million guns, and they can't even run a block. What they need to be doing to get ready for survival in the event of some big event is to, be training physically, and so I think that, what I can do to get ready is to continue to train mentally, continue to develop myself emotionally and spiritually, so that I'm, able to be alert and aware and observant and choose what I'm participating in and not. So what are you doing to strengthen your ability to separate mentally? How are you practicing? How are you practicing that? So I don't even, but anyway, that's what the Buddha was talking about today. The Buddha wasn't talking about that, but that was my take on what the Buddha was saying. So now let us proceed with the notes on the newsfeed. Thank you for the likes. I appreciate it. Okay. Tina knows let me see if it comes up. Basically, oh heck, Tina Knowles took Beyonce and Solange to therapy to deal with B's growing fame. So I guess when Beyonce was young, it was already clear that she was going to be a star. And she started getting really annoyed at her little sister because Solange would always be up underneath her. You know how, you might not know. I don't have a little sister, but I've seen how little sisters are. They can be very annoying. And Beyonce was very, very annoyed. And so her mother was concerned because her mother had felt growing up that her brother was more liked by her mother than her. So her mother would take off Wednesdays, and Wednesdays would be Solange's day. She took them to therapy. People were like, don't take them girls to therapy. That's too young. But in some ways, they seem very well adjusted. I was kind of surprised to hear that. And also, it had me thinking, because remember, Beyonce's daddy, Matthew Knowles, said that when he first saw Tina Knowles, before she was Tina Knowles, when she was Tina, I don't know what her maiden name is, but when she was just, Miss Tina and not married, he thought she was white. And she's very, very fair skinned. And I still am trying to understand. I believe that race is a construct. And so also, like we've been having this ongoing conversation about white parents raising black children. And it's interesting because Tina Knowles being so very fair, and I think, I don't know, I've never seen her in person, so maybe she's not really white passing or able to pass, but it seemed like if a black person meets you and think that you white, then you're probably white passing, because I feel like most black people, like, me, like when I see some people, I be like, they black, I feel like so I feel like if he thought she was white, maybe men are less sensitive to that than women. I don't know. But if he thought she was white, she's probably, but anyway, like she's in some ways virtually a white person, although she identifies culturally as black, because it seems like in some way her children seem to be very culturally identified as black. You know what I mean? And so it seems like somewhere in their household, now her father was very corporately oriented, but it seemed like somewhere in their household, they started getting some idea and some positive identification on some level with blackness. Now we can talk about the child wearing the blonde hair and, but anyway, it just kind of got me thinking about, she's not technically a white parent. I don't know if she would identify. To me, B passes for white. Right. And I mean, I think in some ways, I used to think about I feel like black is kind of as much an identity as a color. I think for somebody like me, there's no way that I could pass for white, no matter how white identified I am, no matter how much I love white people and white culture and, identify and love and celebrate and uphold all things white. There would be no way for me to pass for white. But there are some people who, they could. I'm not, and so. But so I'm not like in that category. So anyway, yeah. I just thought that was interesting. And I think this is this Mental Health Month? Do I care? But I also thought it was interesting that as a mother, I feel like there seems to be a conscientiousness she had, because to take her children to counseling, I think that's very look at your own experience. This is how I felt. This is how it impacted me. And I want something better for my children. I feel like I was like, wow, that's, just caught my attention. Store clerk not only shorts man on gas, but threatens and attacks him over a soda. So the man went to the gas station. The clerk wanted to charge him more than the regular. See, the thing is that there is a black tax. There is a poor tax. There is a woman tax. Like, we pay more. If you black, you pay more, like mortgages, car stuff. It's the black I trust. Trust is most important these days. Yeah, but it gets kind of confusing to me because, I feel like when you sit in certain rooms with people, there are all different colors and shades of people. And I don't know. I feel like weird and bad to be like, well, you're not black enough, you don't pass my black test. Like, I feel like I don't, because there's some people who are very, very black who to me are white identified. I guess I just feel like trust is I can't just, all skin folk ain't kin folk. Is that how the expression go? So, and I just feel like Yeah, I have seen someone explore the concept in such a way that I thought was interesting, sort of kind of having like a level, and like from this level up, you certifiably black. But then like when people are biracial, but it's like so many of our people are mixed, and even the people who are not mixed, like my mom is white and my dad is black, and I think that that can create a lot of tension and confusion. If especially if you have a good relationship with your white parent, I think it can, but then, I don't, it's like somebody like Cap, and like, I feel like we have so many people in our history who have been, would they have passed the black test? you know and even if you're not technically biracial, if you white enough to pass, for if generation after generation after generation have had one drop and been considered black, and so now you got 14 drops of black blood. I don't know, but you culturally identify. It's very, yeah, I always talk about when I saw that Rudy Bearden. I can't, but that he does the collage work, and I went, and I'm looking at the work. Ooh, ah, ooh, that's interesting. Ooh, ah, ooh, ooh. And then I got to the end, and I'm like, well, who is this white guy? And it was like the artist statement, or like, and I'm like, oh, that's Romare Bearden. He looked white to me. And a lot of our greats or whatever. You might not think Romare Bearden is, but to me, I mean, I love his collage work. It's beautiful. So, but we have, back to so there's a tax on you for being black women. We have a tax on us for being a woman. When you poor, you pay more for stuff because you poor. It's like it's all, it can just be more money. It's hard. It can be hard out here sometimes. But usually it's almost like you don't realize when you go for a home mortgage and you're black and your credit score is here, that the person who's white, whose credit score is here, got a better deal than you. You don't know that. Sometimes at a restaurant, you may be like, I think I got seated before the white people. How come they got their food and I don't have water? Sometimes you might notice, but it's like, usually it's a little more subtle in this day and age, or it has been, but I guess increasingly they just coming out and being like, yeah, you need to pay more. You need to continue to subsidize my living, my lifestyle, which, our labor, our bodies, our energy, our vibration, has been a energy source for them for a while. Not forever, although it feels like forever. Doesn't it feel like forever? You'd be like 45 years talking about forever. Whew, it's been like this forever. We have such a small frame of reference sometimes. But it does feel like forever. It's like as far back in history as I can look. Not really, but sometimes it feels like that. Like, dag, it's not true though. It hasn't been forever, and it won't be forever. But they just out here, making they last ditch effort, they last grasping straws at, and trying to, like, it's a game. A lot of life is mental, and that's why when we talk about like mental separation and getting your mind right and getting your mind strong and getting your discipline strong and getting your spirit strong, that discipline, that mind game, that's key. If you can, because if you can psych somebody out, I might have told y'all this, but I went to New Jersey once from Detroit. I spent a summer there, and there was this guy who could play chess. Now, I knew how to play chess, but I wasn't a good chess player, and I was not a confident chess player. I'm not a confident chess player. I don't tend to have the patience. I just like, is it over yet? But my cousin told this guy who was a good chess player, he's like, this is my cousin from Michigan, and she's the chess champion of Michigan. And so I sat down to play chess with this guy, and every move I made, he was like, what does it mean? Like, because he thought it was like some profound, deep, sophisticated, strategic stuff that was going on, but it wasn't. Because my game is not that strong. But to him, it was. And so he was questioning himself. It was like his mind and that's, it's a mind game. So all of this foolishness they out here doing, they trying to mess with our minds. But they can't mess with our minds. Not permanently. Sometimes you get a little thrown off balance. But just breathe deeply and meditate, pray, and get yourself back on your square, because your people need you. Your family needs you. Your community needs you. Be strong. Sometimes you got to cry, but then be strong. All right. Teen receives $1 million settlement after cop threw him through a window and shattered his lungs. So we've been having this ongoing conversation about reparations. Particularly in the context of compensation in cases like this. I've never had my lungs shattered. My lungs, as far as I know, function very well. And I've never really had any major illnesses that I know of. But I feel like if somebody were like, I'm going to shatter your lungs and mess up your lungs, but I'm going to give you $1 million, I wouldn't say you can mess up my lungs for $1 million. And if somebody messed up my lungs and gave me $1 million, is that, I don't know, because I don't have shattered lungs, but is that enough compensation? And I know I'm just really contrary to this idea of jacking me over and then halfway trying to make things right. Like I can't get over this thing of just do stuff right in the first place. Don't apologize. Don't just leave me alone and do stuff right. I'm tired of the apologies. So anyway, I don't know if we celebrating or not. Are you celebrating? Are you happy? Is this good news? Huh? Is it good news? Is we happy? Is we live? You understand the words that's coming out of my mouth? No. Peace, Shanny Cat. What's up? So I don't know. And then what the cop throwing the people through the window? I don't know where I don't know where Zero get his people from, the president. Zero, where he get his people from. It's like the dregs of society. And it seemed like they just, when they looking for cops, they looking for like the lowest of the low. Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation. Hey, conscious of genocide. Welcome on the chat. Peace and love. Pennsylvania woman, the oldest American, dies at 114. This is coming off of Atlanta Black Star, so I'm assuming it's a black person. I don't know. But, rest in peace. Now, you know what I always thought was really interesting? It seemed like a lot of times these oldest people in this country are black people. Is that, I don't know if that's like just my sense. Is it true? And then it's like, how are we living so long with all of the stress and drama and stuff? Why are we the longest living? Those are the questions I have. I don't have answers. I don't know if it's true, but that's what I'm like, and it's probably like a thing where a lot of us die young, and then the people who happen to live long, they're like exceptional, and they figured out some system for like inner peace that just allowed them to, not be dragged down by the bull, the illusion, the mess and confusion. Ooh, we just made a rhyme. The bull, the illusion, the mess and confusion. I'm black, blackity black. What was it? Didn't I tell y'all about that song I heard on the radio? Nobody knew about it. But it was like on the regular radio. I don't listen to the regular radio a lot, so I don't know if it's been out for a while or, maybe it was just something they were playing to see if people liked it. But I thought it was interesting. It's like, okay, black, my skin is black. I can't remember now. Okay. So may her transition be smooth. May she be greeted with love by all of the ancestors, and look over us from the ancestral realm with wisdom and insight, and all of that other good stuff. Toronto van attack inside the dark world of incels. So have y'all heard about this term, the incels, the involuntary celibates? Yesterday on Notes on the Newsfeed, we were joking all day about we were talking particularly about like the tears sometimes that white women have and white people have. Remember all day we were doing. So anyway, the incels, they involuntarily celibate. And so that's why they out here shooting people and running into people. mental health. It's a lot of things. It's a lot of crazy things about the society, but yeah, it's a lot of people out here who are just their minds aren't right. Cognitive dissonance, race, all kinds of stuff. I guess make you just crazy, 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 trying to make sense of stuff that's nonsensible. India's killer dogs, strays blamed for a spate of child deaths. Now we talked about an article yesterday where some children had been gone disappearing or gone disappeared or been abducted. That's not funny, the children. But and then there was this woman that had been killed by the community or by some people in the community because they thought that she was abducting the children. So it's interesting to see this when they're saying, I don't know if it's the same region in India or not. But when I was in India, I was like, oh my gosh, this brown dog is like all over the place. Like there are like a whole bunch of dogs all over the place, and they just be laying in the street. They be laying on the sidewalk. When you go on the train station, they just laying around. It was just dogs just laying around, just like a lot of dogs, like just stray dogs, and people would like throw food at them. And I mean, they seem cool. They ain't jump up on you. Like, my dog, you come in the house, if she think you might like her, she jump up on you. You want to be my friend? Now, once she know you don't like her, she ain't got nothing to say. But if she think y'all, or if y'all friends, but they wasn't jumping up on nobody or nothing. They was just, when it was hot, they get in the shade and lay down. And otherwise, they be sitting around. But, so I don't know if their numbers have grown and they're hungry, because they were skinny and they were this like universal brown color. Like that light brown tan color. That seems to be like the color that dogs default to. But anyway, they out here. I don't know if it's, if they're multiplying, because, if one dog could have 2 babies, 5 babies, 15 babies, and then some of them dogs have 1 baby, 2 baby, 15 babies, it seemed like you could very quickly have a whole bunch of dogs. But maybe there's some natural selection system where they don't all survive if they just out here strays. I don't know. But I didn't get the impression of them being dangerous at all. But there were a lot of doggone dogs in India when I was there that I noticed. Bob Marley's granddaughter is the latest Airbnb while black. Now, we talked about this yesterday, and the only reason that I even hit this article and put it on my personal news feed is because, did y'all see that picture of that girl? That young woman is beautiful. Let me see if it came up on my article. I was like, oh my gosh, she is. It was a great picture, but she's just very attractive young woman. Yeah, I don't know who took the picture, but yeah. This woman, this woman's stolen cells revolutionized modern medical research. So we were talking about Henrietta Lacks yesterday, and I just knew a little bit. I probably read this article because it's coming off of Black Van. So I probably read it before. They recirculate older stuff, or it's not necessarily fresh content all the time. But I just thought that I read it into the record. Not everyone knows the name of Henrietta Lacks, though they may have heard of the HeLa cell line. HeLa. The discovery of HeLa cells significantly propelled medical research since the year 1951 and are still used in medical research to this day. The woman behind the cells, however, rarely gets the same attention that her cells do. The taking of her cells without permission has created many debates, both legal and ethical, about the right to one's own genetic material. And, again, it makes me think about the fact that, there's almost like in this cultural context and maybe in the world right now, there's this sense that like we're owned by someone else, or we owe ourselves, our life, our body, our time, our energy, our vibration to other people. So it's like, I don't want to say taking ourselves is the least of it, but it's like it's like almost like, it's like you feel like you own our souls. Not you, but I mean, it's like this sense like you don't own me, you don't own myself. I don't have to give you anything, not a thing. Henrietta Lacks was born August 1st, 1920 in Roanoke, Virginia. She met her future husband at the age of 14. We've been talking about like pedophilia. Her cousin, David Lacks, I wonder how old he was. Was he her first cousin? Because I have some, like most of my cousins, my male cousins that I know, I really like them and I think they're super cute. Is that weird? I mean, I would never deal with them because they're my cousins, but it just seemed like, cuteness runs in my family, and I'd be like, oh, he is so cute. That's my cousin, and I'd be crazy about him. And then I have some cousins, like we met DNA cousins this year. I told y'all last year they showed up on our he showed up on our Facebook family page. It's like, who is this person? Somebody like, it's our DNA cousin. I'm like, how you know? Well, and then when we got the DNA stuff done, he showed up with a lot of my mother's first cousins as his DNA matches. But he's like fourth or fifth removed. So like at some point, isn't everybody your cousin? Like, how close is too close? Because once I know, if I think somebody is related to me, it's like in my head, I don't know if I could deal with somebody who I was like, oh, that's my cousin. Now, the woman, when we did a DNA family reunion in Dallas last year, and the woman he was with looked just like one of our first cousins. I'm like, she looks like Dow Baby. That's her name, Dow Baby. That's what we call her. That's not her name. Dow Baby. She looked just like Dow Baby. You dating your cousin? He like, we not DNA relatives. I'm like, if you say so. Okay, so she married a cousin. With David, she had 5 children: Loris, Elise, David Jr., Deborah, and Joseph. She and the family moved to Maryland after the children were born. On August 29th, 1951, Henrietta Lacks went to Johns Hopkins Hospital because she was experiencing abnormal pain and bleeding in the stomach. She was diagnosed soon after with cervical cancer. Lacks did not live past the year, dying on October 4th, 1951 at the age of 31. 31 is so young. Oh my gosh. Before her death and during her radiation treatments, doctors removed some samples from Lacks' cervix without her knowledge. They ended up in the hands of Dr. George Otto Gray, who observed them in his laboratory. He noticed that they were unusual, living far longer than the few days cells normally survive. Gay, oh, did I say Gray? Gay, G-E-Y, Gay, isolated a specific cell and multiplied it into a cell line. After he did this, the medical line, naming it, the medical community was revolutionized. They were used to develop the polio vaccine by Jonas Salk, which made it even more popular. In 1955, the cells were cloned in 1955 and distributed. And demand for them rose and rose. Now over 10,000 patents have been registered that have used the HeLa cells. The family of Henrietta Lacks had no idea about the HeLa cells' existence until the 1970s, when a scientist contacted the family. Hi, I'm a scientist. I would like some blood samples and some genetic materials. And the family is like, why? When the family inquired about the publication of studies, hey, Farrahcast love, we talking about Henrietta Lacks. When the family asked about the usage, they were ignored. Why you want my cells? Why you want my blood? No answer, no response. Now what did they say? Thousands of patents, over 10,000 patents. Like, don't you usually use patents when you're trying to protect your money? I don't have any patents out here, but I think it's like all these people out here, or whoever out here, making money off of this woman's cells that were stolen from her, taken without her permission. And then when the family asked, ain't nobody got no comment. I ain't got no comment. Oops, I'm sorry. Oh, did you say Henrietta Lacks? I'm sorry. Are you Miss Lacks? I was trying to call Mr. Slacks. I'm sorry. Okay. She never consented. Yeah. So anyway, that's I just want to put it in the record. And maybe by reading it out loud, I'll be a little more educated. But rest in peace, Mama Henrietta Lacks. Some of us are so great, and we're all great in different ways, right? Amazing and awesome. Black venture capitalist announces $36 million fund to invest in Black female founders. Yay. I don't know who he or she is, but I want to be a venture capitalist. I would love to just have money. In the future, I will just have money, and I will be looking for opportunities to invest and build. I think that's like that's beautiful. Because like we were talking about money circulating, it's like you have your money or whatever, and then you invest it in someone else that helps them to grow and develop, and it also helps. It's like it's a I want to be in the business of being a venture capitalist, but not like for us, by us. Oh, is he for us? I don't think he's for us. I think he might be for his white wife. I guess are his children, are his name Damon, are his children, what are they up? I guess it depends on how they identify. Is that NASA is sending its first autonomous helicopter to Mars in 2020. Thousands of Tanzania's Maasai people. I think of the Maasai in Kenya. So is Tanzania on the east coast? Is it near Kenya? Evicted in favor of tourism. So the Maasai, aren't they the ones where the women are bald and the men have long locks? Peacocking, just out here peacocking. So I don't know anything about what's going on in Tanzania and how they evicted Maasai people, because I think of Maasai people as just kind of like nomadic and living, freely. I don't think of them. Did they have an address that you went to and gave an eviction notice? And did you own? I mean, how I don't understand. But I think of the Maasai in association with Kenya for whatever reason. Kenya. Burundi village attack leaves 26 dead ahead of referendum. So I don't know what the referendum is. This is coming off of the BBC. But rest in peace to the 26 people who have and anyone who's making their transition now. Devastating. Like, that would be a big deal. Maybe it depends to you on who the people are, but that seemed like a lot of people to me. A scientist who's worked at Tinder and Bumble says too many people make the same mistake in their dating profile photo. So I read this, and before I started doing these thumbnail things, when I first started putting videos up, I didn't have any control over what image would be chosen for my videos. So like if you look at my old video, every once in a while you'll catch me smiling, probably more than that because I smile a lot. I don't know but anyway, I noticed in some of my videos, you catch me, because they just I don't know how they pick the frame, but they just pick a frame. But sometimes I'd be like, just weird, and I couldn't control it. And then when I started doing lives, I could take a picture. It's like smile for the picture, 3, 2, 1. And then if you didn't like it, you could change it. So I'd always be smiling. All my pictures, I smile. And I'm like, all of my pictures look the same. So I decided to try to, be more creative and get my America's Next Top Model on. So I I don't do none of that. I'm not going to start doing that. But I try to and I notice now a lot of my pictures, it's like, I'm making weird things with like weird expressions. Like, I'm like, what is wrong with my lips? It's like half a smile, sort of, kind of, I'm trying to, do something other than just be smiley Riley. But the scientists say that even though when we do our profile pictures for dating sites, I've never done a profile picture for a dating site, but when the people do it, they think, oh, I should be like a model. I should do duck lips. How you do duck lips? You should do something like that, like a model. But they no, just smile, because you're probably not Tyra Banks. You're probably just Angela. So your best look, you're going to do best just smiling. I think I have and I have practice. If I see somebody halfway looking like they think they're going to take a picture, I'll be like, you're not going to, if I can help it, you're not going to catch me out here looking foolish. Now, YouTube got me, because on my images, I'd just be looking however they caught me. I couldn't control it. But in real life, if I see somebody with a camera, I'm about to smile. And all my smiles look the same, because I think that's the one where I'm like, that's my smile. It's reliable. It's probably going to look good in a photo. But it was like, smile, 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 smile. And then I have a million Now this one is black with pink. You can't tell. It looks white on my screen. But I have a million black Mary Kay t-shirts. So it's like, to me, like I try to like vary it up so that there's some, because that used to be like when I was working heavy, it was like that was my uniform. Black Mary Kay shirt, black slacks, black skirt, jacket, blazer, you know. So I have a million. Some of them have V-necks, some of them have white, some of them, I think they're all this pale pink, or a lot of them are the pale pink or white. But even though this is but the scientists say go on and smile. Go on, just smile. Don't try to be a model. Just smile. Iraqis vote in first election since ISIS defeat. I haven't been following this whole Iran-Iraq thing. My first roommate when I went to college, she was from Iran. And I know that because I was like, Iran. And she like, it's Iran. And she lived in New York, about like 40 blocks downtown. So like probably like Upper West Side. And, so that's it. Yeah. So I don't really know much about, this whole, but I know it's been going on. That was in 89, 90 when I met her, and I knew about Iran then. So this Iran-Iraq conflict situation stuff has been going on for a long time. When we talked about Haiti, and I was like, will I be able to find you on Mary Kay? You just email me, befabulousyou@gmail.com. Yeah. Yeah. When I never ending wars over there. So it's not the same war. Because when I was like, the Haitian Revolution was like 10 years. That's a long time. And then I told y'all I researched and I Googled. And Google was like the average. Hey, Frank G, the average war is 10 years long. I'm like, it wasn't that long. It was just average. So I'm like, well, maybe this is like, they just, but I don't, it sounds, but I always, try to adjust songs to like make them more positive. Like we going making all my money on a Saturday and spend my money on a Saturday. I don't want to spend all my money. I don't want to spend all my money. Y'all know I like to save my money. I don't want to. So I try to adjust songs. So like Three Little, usually I have to adjust songs to try to make them. So I'm not like affirming stuff like so much trouble in the world. I don't want to affirm that. So many blessings in the world. How did you find your love for Haiti? I don't know. I think as I've just paid more attention, I really like the idea of the Haitian Revolution. I like the idea of Haiti being the first, the first group of people to free themselves, of Black people to free themselves in this hemisphere. I like the idea that Haiti, unlike some of the other places, there's a range of colors, but, Blackity, there's a lot of Black, there's a lot of African. I like the voodoo. I hate the idea that there's like, voodoo, like a lot of us are so scared. And I feel like, we have to love and embrace ourselves. We're African people. If we are African people, I'm half Haitian, but raised by Haitians. If we're African people, we have to embrace, things that are African. We can't be, out here. Me too. I repeat what I want to hear. I don't like negative words in my head from songs. Yeah. So some of them, like there was this, I saw a video of a little Haitian girl saying she didn't want USA assistance after earthquake. I was so proud. Yeah. And I just feel like, so as I've just paid attention, I feel like there's been so much negative propaganda against Haiti that make me feel like that they're really my friends. If y'all trying to like tell me how, voodoo is bad, Haitians are awful, hey, then, that's probably, it's something that I should, love and adore and get closer to and get to know better. So, I was going to say, Jilly from Philly, she had this, there was this CD of hers that I really liked. And hey, Talisa Ray, but there was this one song on it. And I remember I woke up in the morning. It's like, you better back down before you get smacked down. You better chill. I woke up in the morning, like singing that song. And it was like, oh my gosh, this song has probably been going through my head all night. I ain't about to smack nobody down. you know? like, so I was like, I got to stop listening to it. But on that same album, I can't remember what it was, but remember that where that little interlude where she's like, I jumped up out of bed. We was having sex. It was so good today. I went to the store to get us some breakfast making stuff, and I got some some orange juice and some croissants, and I got in the line, and the checkout girl, she was cute, but not as cute as me. And she hit the cash register and she sniffed. And she hit the cash register and she sniffed. And she sniffed. And she sniffed. And she said, whatever the man's name was, so and so? Yes, so and so. That little interlude, I just thought that song was so. I used to love that little song. I can't remember what it was. It's been so long since I listened to that. Jilly from Philly. You can't erase those words, though. I don't know. The people have this theory about cancel, cancel, cancel. So, me and some of my friends, when I worked in education, we used to do this thing because it was like, we felt like it was like us against the whole school. Because we felt like, we were the only ones who were like there for the students and smart, and everybody else was dumb or whatever. I don't even remember what we were on, but sort of, kind of. But we developed this thing where if we said something about somebody, like one of the teachers wrote a letter and she sent it with the student, like a note, and she sent it with the students and she signed it MES, like Ms. Riley instead of Ms. Riley. She was a special education teacher, and we like, oh my gosh, she's a special education teacher, and she seemed like she used some imminent artist. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you correcting the children wrong. What's going to happen? This is not good. So we would always, we had gotten in the habit of saying like, negative. So we decided, every time we catch ourselves or we catch each other saying something about one of these people that's not nice, we have to say 3 nice things about them. And we change real quick. Because it's like trying to come. It's just better not to say some stuff. So I don't know if you can cancel. The Dhamma says that, one moment of fully aware, awake consciousness is like worth millions of moments unconscious. So maybe one moment of like conscious, positive, productive, clearly seeing good in God is worth, that's my hope. You can't unring the bell. Let me bless you. Massive way. Oh, I think we loop back around to the that's the end of the notes on the news. So Habaragani, do you remember the Habaragani? Habaragani. That's what's the word for today. That's when you're supposed to say what the word for the day is. What's the word for today? Was it Ujama? Cooperative economics, cooperative work in economics. One of these days we're gonna learn. One day we're gonna say Habaragani, and the people just gonna notice this Swahili, Espanol, Swahili, all the languages. Okay, so Ujama, collective work and responsibility. What was the word for today? Ujama, UJIMA, collective work and responsibility. To build and maintain our community together. And, no, I'm sorry. That was yesterday. You can still use that today. Ujama, cooperative economics. I was napping and missed the whole show. Well, naps are good. Did you have a show today? I got to catch up on the Girlfriend Chronicles. I saw one piece. I'm like, oh, this is a series? What's going on? Ujama. Ujama, Ujama, I don't know. Okay, cooperative economics, to build and maintain our own stores, shops, and other businesses, and to profit from them together. Oh, no, not today. Okay. It's the first Saturday in a long time. I feel like I've had a moment to breathe, although I still have running to do. So I've been trying to catch up on some stuff. So do you have any business endeavors that you have personally that you'd like to shout out? Do you have any businesses that you love to support? Any Black businesses that you love to support that you'd like to shout out? Do you have any Black businesses you've heard about or noticed that you want to go check out? How can you strengthen your business? How can you maintain your business? You taking care of business? Okay. And then I don't even remember the last time that we talked about any African country. It's been so, oh, was it Cape? I think it was Cape Verde, Cape Verde, Cape Verde. Verde probably is like green, verde, like green, Cape. I think that was the last country we did. Y'all, I can't see. Oh. Oh no, did we do Central African Republic? Dang. I'm gonna take a quick peek at it. Oh yeah, we did Central African Republic. So now we're on to a country I've never heard of. This country, it's a country in Africa. It starts with a C. It's called Ceuta. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. CEU. Oh, it's no N. I'm still looking for black businesses in my area. Wow. There are a couple of I need to I think it was Brother Ayapo put up, my girlfriend and I are hosting a networking event for women. I like that. I think Yapo had put up a couple of websites on one of the chats we did, and I meant to transfer them over to the Black Owned Business video I did a few weeks ago to try to like have it in a coherent place. Do you know anybody in your area who's a business person personally? See, my auntie that makes cakes, I don't really patronize her, but when I got married, she made my cake. I should have paid her. Maybe I could go back and pay her now. Be like, remember 10, 20 years ago when you had made that cake? Here you go. How much you charge for cakes, auntie? um, my father has a business. My auntie's, so I don't know. Okay. Ceuta, Ceuta, Ceuta. Oh, so it's not, I don't know why it's under the list of countries of Africa. This is what it says. It's an autonomous city of Spain. Hold on one second. I feel like the door is open. Oh, hey. Excuse me. The door is open. Okay. It's an autonomous. I guess when we were looking, there were like 54 countries plus there were some other things that I didn't really understand what these other things were. If they're not countries, what are they? What's going on? What are we talking about? So maybe this is one of them. Ceuta, we've been talking about Spanish today. Ceuta is an autonomous city of Spain. Berber General, located on the North African side of the Strait of Gibraltar on the Mediterranean, which separates it from the Spanish mainland. The area of Ceuta is approximately 28 kilometers squared. I have no idea what that means in terms of miles. Is that like 50 miles square? I don't know. And even if I knew 50 miles square, I still wouldn't know what that meant. Like, how big is Manhattan? Like 6 miles? I don't know. Because you can only be in so much space at once. So I don't know. I'm not like spatially oriented. To a city in the North African coast, constructed by Spain. Its stated purpose is to stop illegal something. Y'all know this little site I'm on. I'm new to my area, but I found a girl that makes her own hair products. Oh, and then I wonder also about these, these internet companies, you know, like buying from businesses on the internet. Yeah, I need to buy this black. I said I was going to buy this black. And I told y'all I went to try to get it from my local black owned bookstore. And, they like, this on Amazon. She probably got it in her trunk. I'm like, I don't know if she have it in her trunk. They like just ordered off of Amazon. I'm like, okay, I was just trying to see if I could make the money go through a couple black hands before, I didn't want to just give it to Amazon and her. I was trying to put some more black people in the mix. So I need to buy that book, This Black, by Sister Aja Lee. She's a YouTuber. Subscribe to her channel. Radical Home Sis, the Radical Home Sister. When she launches, I will shout her out. Oh, the products. Okay, that's good. Maybe there's some businesses that that we can start, that you can start. Some things that you see that are needed, maybe in a small way or in a large way. It's located on the Mediterranean. Oh, we talked about that. Okay. Dominated by a hill called Monte Hacho, where there is a fort occupied by the Spanish army. So this is all on the African continent. Um, a prime staging ground for an assault on Iberia, an enclave in mainland Morocco, covering an area of 19,7 kilometers. It's one of two remaining fragments of long-established Spanish presence in North Africa. Smuggling in Ceuta, especially drugs, has led to an increase in crime. In the last half of the 1990s, there were more than 40 drug-related shootings. Okay. Well, I don't know if that counts. It's a rich port. I don't know if that counts. Does that count as an African country? I guess it's on the African continent. Did we know it? I didn't know anything about it, so I guess I know a little bit of something. A little bit more. It's a little incoherent. I'm Googling now to see if I can find anything, because we're only at 107. Usually around 120 I'm finished. That's my high end target. Although yesterday we were on here for like 3 hours. But it was good because I had a rough day yesterday, so it was like I could just decompress a little bit. It's in Espanol. This is in Espanol. Everything, look, I Googled and everything is coming up in Spanish. Interesting. Spanish rap number: sing, dance, laugh, eat tacos. Okay, well, we gonna leave that alone. So that's what I got. What you looking forward to today? What you looking forward to in life? I guess since we got everybody on the line, I'm gonna shout out again. We haven't done any official promotion, but I did want to start talking about it. We're in conversations with a couple of YouTube channels to do a group meet and greet. Definitely in the Jim Crow Museum, which is in Big Rapids, Michigan, at Ferris State University. You can Google it. It's very close, as I understand. I have never been to Idlewild, but Idlewild is a historic Black retreat community here in Michigan. We're thinking about possibly maybe there are 2 weekends in July that we're looking at. It's only open every other weekend. So the idea is to go to the museum and then go to Grand Rapids. I think Grand Rapids is a big city that's not too far, about an hour away from Big Rapids. So we're talking about going there afterwards to eat. I've Googled. I found about 19 Black-owned restaurants. Hold on a second. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I got you all upside down and around all the others. But I found, one pretty comprehensive list of 19 restaurants. So if anybody is local to the region and knows, befabulousyou@gmail.com, BEFABULOUSYOU. In Grand Rapids, if I want to kind of like figure out which restaurant to go to. I may do something before in Detroit. Like if we meeting up at noon, we may do breakfast in Detroit and then, roll on out, to meet up at the museum at noon or 1 with other people who may be coming from Grand Rapids or, we'll see. So right now there is conversations, maybe Yapo might be involved with it. If you are subscribed to his channel, yes, that's good. If not, go on and subscribe, go check him out. IYAPO. 2 words, Yapa. If you aren't pissed off, you aren't paying attention. My Twisted Life TV, Yapa, YAPA. My Twisted Life TV with poetry, my Twisted Life TV with poetry. If you put in Twisted Life, LYF, you should be able to find poetry. We did a meetup about a year ago. She was in Detroit, so we did a little collab. But she's talking about coming. Information Man claimed I heard a rumor. I haven't gotten any confirmation. I don't know why you call him Lai Yapo. I don't understand that. I've seen that on, but anyway, the rumor is that Information Man, so subscribe, check out poetry. Information Man, I heard a rumor. I don't know if it's true that he coming from Cali. So if he's coming from Cali, my question is, do you want to try to do something where you could kind of maybe hit Idlewild, because I think they're having a leadership conference or something is going on Idlewild on the 14th of July, or do we want to just do the 28th of July and miss the confusion? It might be the other way around. But, should we select the weekend where you might be able to hit something up in Idlewild as well, maybe stay in Idlewild, maybe participate in that as well? Or do you want to just, and if we do that, is it going to be the museum going to be on Jam and Crazy and, or do we want it to be on Jam and Crazy? I don't know. So that's what's going on. Good afternoon, the underrated darkness. Welcome. So that's what's going on. If you're in the region or, I think Poetry says she's staying overnight. I think she around St. Louis. I think Iapo is coming from somewhere in Ohio. What about August? I was thinking about August because I was actually trying to hit the African World Festival here in Detroit, which is August 18th. But according to their calendar online, I don't see anything in August. Their calendar seems to end in June. I don't know if it's because they go on break, but on Saturdays, they only have every other Saturday that's open. So I don't know if we have the option of August. Once I had a date in mind, I was going to put a call in and try to, talk to them. So, maybe, but yeah, according to what I can tell online, August is not an option. And then, just eat and at a Black-owned restaurant that has some good, wholesome food that I can eat too. So, yeah, that's what's going on. That's the plan. That's the vision. So if you're in the region or, thinking about it, come on. I was talking to Brother Yapo about the blackout that used to happen. I wish we had, that continued and there were more regional things going on with Black YouTubers. I feel like it's so many wonderful, interesting, varied voices out here. I think YouTube is really a beautiful thing, and I really, really enjoy, really, 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 really enjoy, all of y'all. Y'all are beautiful. You're fabulous. You're wonderful. So, that's it. What's up with you? Anything important with the news that we missed today that we really, really need to talk about? Did y'all see the This Is America video? What you think of it? Thank you. Yeah, and if you aren't subscribed to Information Man, check him out. Talisa Ray is a content creator. The Underrated Darkness, I'm trying to remember. Have I seen any of your content? So if you're a content creator, shout yourself out as a content creator. Let's check out everybody's channels and support everybody's channels. Watch some videos, make some comments. I think I'm subscribed to about 8 million different channels. Captain PY2 does content as well. Lord have mercy. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, y'all. Forgive me, please. Forgive me. Does content as well. Check out his channel and subscribe. And that's all I got. I'm going to be back shortly. I don't know what time it is. But I'm going to be back at 4. Oh, I got a little bit of time. But I'm going to be back. I did a piece, a YouTube video probably about almost a year ago on when I went to Dominican Republic and I almost got deported to Haiti is what it's called. I can't remember what, traveling in black skin. And, it ended up like in the context of my channel, it was viral. Look how big everything got all of a sudden. I don't know what I done touched or did. Hey! But, and it kind of freaked me out a little bit because it's all kinds of people who have watched the video. I have like 74 on, like people, are like, don't come to DR, we hate you, go to hell, or I don't know. And it's like, I really, like, I listened to it again, I'm like, did I say something offensive? Because I was just talking about my experience. But so it kind of freaked me out a little bit. But I love to travel, so I've been wanting to kind of talk more about my traveling experience. So today I'm going to be talking about when I had went to Cancun, my first like grown up trip. Because, I grew up in Detroit. So, Canada's right there. So I had been to Canada a couple times. I was like an international girl, but not really. But, so my first international trip where I like, planned it and went as a grown up was to Cancun. So I was just going to share, a little bit of my experience. I think it's scheduled for 4 o'clock today, but check out the channel to see. And it's on purpose. It is in divine order that we're all here together. You are blessed. You are a blessing. Thank you. Vibration, being you, being fabulous, and being fabulous you. Hey, somebody said something. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. That's sweet. So that's what I got. Peace. And this is the theme song. Be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous you. Be you. Be fabulous.